taking derivative using the quotient rule. The quotient rule is f over g prime. So we are taking the derivative of this quotient that is equals to fg minus fg, but first come first serve, we take the derivative of f and then we take the derivative of g. We have the whole thing divided by g squared. And then there is another version. That version is f over g prime that is equals to g times f prime minus f times g prime divided by g squared. You will get the same answer, but the steps, the placement of each term looks a little bit different, but the answer is exactly the same. So starting with the first problem, we have y equals to x squared minus plus 4x minus 3 divided by x negative x plus 1, so y prime. The first step is always you square the denominator, so negative x plus 1 square, and then fg, right? So copy, and then denominator minus for the quotient rule, and then denominator 4x minus 3, and then times negative x plus 1. So let's move that closer. So this is negative x plus 1. So fg. So first we take the derivative of f, and then we take the derivative of g. Okay, derivative of f, so that is 2x plus 4, and then g, copy it, minus, copy the f, and then g, the derivative of that is equals to negative 1, and then this is divided by negative x plus 1 square. So again, for my class, when people do in-class work, homework, exam, or I should say to do any written assignment, especially for exams, I am good with this step. It's easier for me to check their work, and I don't see a point of fully expanding the numerator. But when you do your homework, in case they ask you to do so, be prepared to do so, right? So I'm going to show you how to do it for this time, and then for the other two problems, I let you do it yourself. Okay, 2x plus 4 times negative x plus 1, so you will end up with 4 terms. 2x times negative x, so that is negative 2x squared, and then plus 2x. 4 times negative x, that is minus 4x, and then plus 4. You have a minus 1, and then this minus sign, so that minus sign becomes a plus. Then you have a plus x squared plus 4x, just a 4x, and then minus 3. Can we do any simplification? Yes, we do. So we can do the x square. What else? We can do this and that. Okay, let's see. So we have y prime equals to negative 2 plus 1, that is negative 1. And then we have negative 4x plus 4x, though they are gone. We only have a 2x left. And then 4 minus 3 is equals to 1. And then divided by negative x plus 1 square. So this is the fully simplified version. But again, I prefer to leave the answer like this. Because this is about the quotient rule, not about expanding factors. Okay, the next problem, I would like to do the green problem right below that, and then I will do the third problem on the right hand side. So the green problem, that is a w equals to 4x divided by 2 raised to the x times x to the 1/2, right? Using quotient rule. Okay, so w prime, that is equals to, I immediately square the denominator, 2x plus x to the 1/2 square, and then fg, so we have 4x, and then denominator minus numerator times denominator. And then numerator first, denominator second. Okay, so take the derivative of that, w prime. W prime, you can call this a dw over dx, the derivative of w with respect to x. So you have a 4 times 2x plus x to the 1/2, and then minus 4x multiply. This is a 2x times ln2 and then we have a 1/2 x to the negative 1/2, and then we have everything divided by the square, 2x x 1/2 square. Okay, this I will just leave the answer like that. So if you want to do any more like expanding, simplification, you do it yourself. So let's go to the third problem. So the third problem, we don't have an exact function over there. So we have h of x. I put h prime. So that should be h of x equals to 3 times g of x divided by, and then 4f of x minus g of x. Okay, let's do a h prime. So h prime, we square the denominator immediately. So that is 4 times f of x minus g of x, and then we square that, and then the top, that will be fg minus fg, and then we take the derivative in order. So 3g of x, and then times denominator. Let's don't be lazy. Write the x out, and then a minus numerator times denominator. So 3gx, and then 4f of x minus g of x. Maybe I should put that up, because I just squeeze everything right there. So times multiply 4f of x, and then minus g of x, and then done. So fg, right? And then first we take the derivative of f, and then next we take the derivative of g. Okay, so we have h prime equals to, h prime of x, and then this is h prime of x as well. Okay, how do we take this derivative? So 3g of x derivative, so that will be a 3g prime of x. We don't know what the function is exactly, then we will just use the notation g prime of x, and then you copy the other one, is a lot of parentheses, just be careful, minus g of x, and then minus 3g of x, and then you multiply the product of that, so that is a 4f prime of x minus g prime of x, and then divided by 4f of x minus g of x, and then you square the entire denominator. Usually for this type of problem, there are a couple more givens. They will give you some function evaluation. So for example, let's say f of phi that is equals to 0, and then g of phi that is equals to 0, f prime of phi equals to 3, and then g prime of phi equals to 2. They are asking you to find what h prime of phi is. So h prime of phi. So then you have to do the plug-in. So h prime of phi that is equals to h prime of phi. So let's move this down. H prime of phi, so that is equals to 3 times g prime of phi, right? So g prime of phi is 3, so you have a 3 times 3, g prime of phi. Okay, no. G prime of phi that is equals to 2, right over here. So you have 3 times 2, and then parenthesis 4 times f phi, so that is a 4 times 0 minus g of phi, which is and g of phi, you know what, g of phi, let's g of phi be a 1. G of phi that is equals to 1, and then minus 3 times g of x, so 3 times g of phi that is equals to 1. So let's put this in parentheses, and then the top you have 4 times f prime of phi, so that is a 4 times 3 minus 2. Okay, and then denominator 4 times f of phi, right? So which is a 0. 4 times 0 minus g of phi, that is 1, and then square. So overall, h prime of phi that is equals to 6 times negative 1 minus 3 times 10, right? 4 times 3 minus 2. And then the denominator is a negative 1 squared that is equals to 1. So overall, we have a negative 6 minus 30. So that is equals to, is that a negative 6 or positive 6? So that is a negative 6 minus 30 divided by 1, so that is equals to negative 36. So this is the answer to the last problem. Alright, so that is the end of this video. If you like it, you think this is helpful, give me a like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next lesson. Signing out.